Today we have another one of our books. This is number 7 in our series of Junie B. Jones, written by Barbara Park. And this one is Junie B. Jones Loves Handsome Warren. Handsome Warren, Chapter 1. My name is Junie B. Jones. The B stands for Beatrice. Except I don't like Beatrice. I just like B and that's all. I'm in the grade of kindergarten. My room is named Room 9. I have 2 best friends at that place. One of them is Lucille. She is way beautifuler than me. That's because her Nana buys her fancy dresses. Plus also she has lacy socks with ribbons on them. My other friend is named Grace. Me and that Grace ride the bus together. She has my favorite kind of hair. It is called automatically curly. Also, she has pink high tops and fast feet. That Grace is the fastest runner in all of kindergarten. She wins me at all our races. I am a good sport about it, except for sometimes I call her the name of Cheater Pants. Me and that Grace and Lucille play horses together before school. Horses is when you gallop and trot and snort. I am Brownie. Lucille is Blackie and that Grace is Yellowy. Only today me and that Grace couldn't find Lucille anywhere. We looked all over the place for her. Darn it, I said. Now we can't play horses that good, 'cause 2 horses isn't as fun as 3 horses. Maybe she's just late, said that Grace. Or else maybe something went wrong at her house. I tapped on my chin, very thinking. Yes, I said. Maybe her grandpa brought a parrot to her house. And Lucille was getting dressed for school, and then the parrot flew into her room, and he got all tangled up in her hair. And so her grandpa had to call 911. And a real-life fireman came to her house, and he cut the parrot out of her hair with scissors. Only that left her teeny baldy spot. But guess what? If you wear a big bow, nobody can ever tell the difference. That Grace looked curious at my big bow. I did a gulp. Yeah, only I pretend I didn't even tell you that, I said very softly. After that, me and the Grace looked for Lucille some more. And guess what? I spotted her, that's what. Hey, Grace, I see her. I see Lucille. She is running past the water fountain. That Grace spotted her too. Hey, somebody's chasing her, Junie B, she yelled. Who is that boy? Who is that boy who is chasing Lucille? I squinted my eyes very hard. It is an evil stranger boy, Grace, I shouted back. An evil stranger boy is chasing Lucille, and so now you and me will have to save her. I waved my arm in a fast circle. Come on, Yellowy, let's go, save Lucille. Then me and that Grace springed into action. We galloped our fastest after strangers. That Grace caught up to him speedy quick. She shooed her arms all around. Go away, boy, go away and leave Lucille alone, she shouted. Yes, I yelled, leave Lucille alone or I will tell Principal on you, 'cause me and him are personal friends. And he will pound your head. After that, me and that Grace kept on shooing our arms until he ran away. Then we did a high five. Hooray! We shouted. Hooray, hooray! We saved Lucille from that evil stranger boy. All of a sudden, Lucille came stomping at us very angry. Why did you do that? She hollered. Why did you chase that boy away? Now you've ruined everything. Me and that Grace looked surprised at her. But We thought you wanted us to do that, said that Grace. We've saved you from that stranger boy, I exclaimed, very proud. Lucille did a mad breath. He is not an evil stranger boy, Junie B. He's a new kid in room 8, and his name is Warren. And he's the handsomest boy I ever saw. He's even been in a TV commercial before. Me and that Grace raised our eyebrows. He has? Said that Grace. He's been in a TV commercial before? I said. That Grace stood on her tippy toes. Where did he go? I didn't even get a good look at him, she said. Me too, I said. I didn't get a good look at him too. How handsome is he, Lucille? Is he handsome like a movie star? Just then that Grace jumped up and down, very excited. There he is, there he is. He's over there under the tree. See him, Junie B? See him? I squinted my hardest at that guy. Then my eyes practically popped out of my head. 'Cause he was handsome like a movie star. That's why. Wowie, wow, wow. What a chunk, I said. I'd like him for my new boyfriend, I think. Lucille made angry eyes at me. No, she hollered. Don't say that, Junie B. He can't be your boyfriend. He can only be my boyfriend, 'cause I saw him first. I thought it over very careful. Yeah, only here's the problem, Lucille, I said. Me and Grace didn't actually get a crack at him yet. Yeah, said that Grace. We definitely need a crack at him, and so now you have to introduce us. Lucille stomped her foot. No, she yelled. No, 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 'cause you guys will steal him away from me, and that's not even fair. Plus, Junie B already has a boyfriend. Remember, Junie B? You already have Ricardo. Remember? I did another peek at handsome Warren. Yeah, only I think I may be ready to move on, I said very quickly. And that's when Lucille's face got boiling mad, and she stomped away from us speedy quick. Only me and that Grace didn't even care. We just kept on peeking and peeking at handsome boy, 'cause he was beauty to our eyes. Chapter 2, Pigs. Lucille sits next to me in room 9. I kept on being nice to her, 'cause I wanted to meet that handsome boy, of course. Want to be friends again, Lucille? Huh? Want to be friends like we used to be? That would be nice of us, don't you think? No, said Lucille. You only want to be friends so that you can steal my new boyfriend. I did a big breath at her. Yeah, only how can I even steal him, Lucille? I asked, 'cause you are way beautifuler than me. Remember that? Remember how beautifuler than you are? Than me? Lucille remembered. She fluffed her hair. Then she showed me her new lacy socks. $8.50, not including tax, she said. I bugged out my eyes at them. Wowie, wow, wow. Those are some fancy feet you have there, madame, I said. And that I showed Lucille my socks too. See, Lucille, see mine? They are very saggy and droopy. That's because last night me and my dog, Tickle, played tug of war with those things, and he got drooly on them. Lucille made a face. Ew, she said. I know they are ew, I said back. That's why I've been trying to tell you, Lucille. I'm a big pig. And so how can I even steal your boyfriend? Just then Lucille looked nicer at me. I scooted my chair closer to her. Now we are friends again? Right, Lucille, right? I said. And so now you can introduce me to handsome Warren. 'Cause I won't even steal that guy. Lucille fluffed herself some more. I don't know. I'll think about it, she said. I clapped my hands real thrilled. Then I quick stood up on my chair. Grace! Hey, Grace! I hollered. Lucille said she'll Think about it. Just then I heard a different voice. Junie B. Jones, what do you think you're doing? It was my teacher. Her name is Mrs. She has another name too, but I just like Mrs., and that's all. I smiled kind of nervous. I'm trying to get a message to Grace, I said very soft. Mrs. hurried up to my table. Never ever stand up on your chair, Junie B. You could have fallen off and break something. Yeah, shouted a meanie boy named Jim. She could break the floor with her hard head. I made a fist at that kid. Plus also, I could break your whole entire bean brain, I hollered back. Mrs. plopped me back in my seat. That's enough, she grouched. I mean it, Junie B, not one more word. After that, I stayed in my chair very good and I did my work. I did my spelling and I did my arithmetic and my printing. Also, I drew a sausage patty on my arm. Only that wasn't even an assignment. That is called working on your own. Pretty soon, Mrs. clapped her hands loud together. Okay, everyone, it's almost time for recess. Pass in the papers and line up at the door. Mrs. looked at me. And please, let's be ladies and gentlemen about it. Ladies and gentlemen means no trampling thy neighbor. It is a 10 commandment, I think. Me and Lucille held hands. Now you're going to introduce me, right, Lucille? Now I'm going to get to meet that handsome boy. Just then that Grace runned up behind us. I was happy to see her. Grace, guess what? Lucille is going to introduce us to handsome Warren, 'cause you and me are big pigs, that's why. That Grace looked upset at me. I am not a big pig, she said. I quick whispered in her ear. Yeah, only we're not really big pigs, Grace. We just have to say we're big pigs, or else Lucille think we will steal her boyfriend. Get it? That Grace got it. I am a giant stink hog, she said to Lucille. And so after that, all of us skipped into the swing set very happy. We sat down and waited for room 8 to come out. We waited a really long time. Then all of a sudden, room 8 opened their door and handsome Warren came out of there. Lucille ran to him and grabbed his hand. She pulled him to the swings to meet us. That is Grace, and that is Junie B. Jones, she said to handsome Warren. He waved very cute and friendly. I quick hid behind my hands, 'cause all of a sudden I felt shy of that guy. I peeked through my fingers. Peekaboo, I see you, I said. Then I laughed and laughed, 'cause I'm a laugh a minute, that's why. I kept on laughing at that funny joke, only too bad for me, 'cause after a while, I couldn't even stop. I was out of control, I think. I holded my sides and fell on the ground. Then I rolled and laughed and rolled and laughed, all around in the grass. Handsome Warren looked nervous of me. He backed up. What a nutball, he said, very soft. Then he turned around and walked away, and Lucille and that Grace walked with him. Chapter 3. Not a nutball. Mrs. blew the whistle. That means come in from recess. Lucille and that Grace ran to get me, 'cause I was still in the grass, that's why. Lucille was happy and sparkly. Didn't you love him, Junie B? Wasn't he so handsome? He was even handsomer up close, don't you think? He was nice, too. Wasn't he nice? That Grace was happy and sparkly, too. He said he liked my high tops, she told me. He said he liked my dress, said Lucille. He said I was a nutball, I said. Lucille twirled all around. Not me, she said. He didn't say I was a nutball. That's because he loves me. That Grace jumped high in the air. Me too. He loves me too, she said, real squealy. Just then Lucille stopped twirling. She crossed her arms. No, Grace, she said. He does not love you too. He only loves me because I saw him first, and you're not allowed to steal him away, remember? That Grace crossed her arms too. I'm not stealing him away, Lucille. He just automatically loves me on his own. And there's nothing I can do about it. I tugged on Lucille's dress. How come he said I was a nutball, do you think? Why did he have to say that dumb thing? Lucille didn't pay attention to me. She kept on being mad at Grace. I knew it, she grouched. I knew this was going to happen, Grace. You're trying to steal my boyfriend. Junie B said you wouldn't, but you are. She looked down at me. Tell her, Junie B, tell Grace that she can't steal my boyfriend. I looked curious at her. I'm not a nutball, am I? Am I a nutball? I said. I am not a nutball. Just then that Grace leaned close to Lucille's nose. I can love anybody I want to, Lucille, she hollered in her face. No, you cannot, Grace. Yes, I can too, Lucille. I tapped on both their ankles. How many think I'm a nutball? Raise your hand, I said. Just then Mrs. blew the whistle again, and so I stood up from the grass and I walked to room 9 all by myself, 'cause I couldn't stop thinking about being a nutball, that's why. I thought about it the whole rest of the day. I didn't even talk. Not at show and tell, not at snack time, not even when I got on the bus to ride home. That Grace sat down next to me. She was happy and sparkly again. I know he loves me better than Lucille, she says. I'm positive he does, and he hasn't even seen how fast I can run yet. She poked me with her finger. Who do you think he likes better, me or Lucille? And tell the truth, she said. I still didn't talk. That Grace jiggled me. How come you're not talking, Junie B? She asked. How come you're not asking me? Are you sick? Do you have a sore throat? Just then her eyes opened real wide and her whole mouth came open. Oh, I know why you're not talking. It's because you're super upset, right? You're upset that you're a nutball. I spinned around at her very quick. I am not a nutball, Grace. I am just a regular normal girl, and I don't even know why that boy had to call me that. I do, said that Grace. I know why he called you that. It's because you couldn't stop laughing, and you fell in the grass, and you rolled all around down there. I stared at her. Yeah, so, I said. So that's how nutballs act, said that Grace. And I should know, 'cause I have a nutball right in my own personal family. I raised up my eyebrows. You do? I said. Yes, she said. My 2 older brothers, Jeffy. My 2-year-old brother, Jeffy, is a nutball. Every time we go to the mall, we have to put him on a leash, or else he tackles people, and then he hides in the clothes, and security has to come. She looked at me very suspicious. Do you ever do that, Junie B. Jones? Do you ever tackle people and hide in the clothes and security had to come? I quick looked away from her, 'cause that is my own personal beeswax. Jeffy's not allowed to eat sugar cereal anymore either, said Grace. My mother thinks the sugar gets him all jazzied up. She raised one eyebrow, very curious. Do you ever eat sugar cereal for breakfast, Junie B? Do you? She asked. I looked away again, 'cause guess what? More of my own personal beeswax, that's what.